Thank you so much, and before I proceed, I'm Charles Lokiyoto, Kale, here Kalis. Let me just appreciate the Online Finance TV for having me. I'm still a student, and I'm a concurrent student at Mount Kenya University and Kenibi in Trans-Nzoia County, and I'm privileged to have such an education because education is what now everybody is yearning for a better future. I'm still that young boy, a young professional, but aiming to be a leader someday or even in the coming 100 years. So I'm capable of leading my fellow youth, not even youth alone. But if any opportunity about the leadership knocks my way, and that's now I can take that juncture to be a leader and also to lead those people, especially my fellow youth of my time at this generation. As well, I want to be a leader because I know that sometimes I'm reminded that the leadership comes from God, and at the same time, it is God who select people to be leaders through people or even the society. And I believe that, personally, I believe that the society select those who can make good leaders and maybe delay some who can't make for someday. I've been in leadership before because personally, even my life when I was still young, I've been in leadership even in primary and even in high school, and having even being a school president in both high school and the primary. So that one now tells me that I'm a good leader and I can make to be a good leader. Okay, leadership, I believe that according to me, leadership is about just to give ways to your subject who have selected you, so that you for a main goal or a name, so that to make sure that you have guided and also lead them into a good path. Personally, I'm motivated, and my self-intention is motivating me to be a leader. If it is not now, maybe in the coming 100 years. So even the society that I've been interacting before and even till up to now is what has made me to get motivated to be a leader, because I know that also the environment that I've been brought up in leadership, and from there I believe that to myself I can make to be a good leader. I have some things or even parameters that makes me to be a leader, and personally, according to me, it is just the way how I've been leading those my fellow youth during my time, or even at the society level, and even during my high school, and even during my primary. Those are some of things that motivate me. It actually tells me that I can make a good person, because even before I've not make any bad records on towards my leadership. According to me, as far as basing that I'm from Turkana, the arid areas or semi-arid areas, when I talk of leadership now on my capability, one thing I believe that, when you are given leadership, you need first to ensure that you have been given a work to do, or even you need to be committed enough and dedicated, so that you make sure you have delivered accordingly to the society of Turkana. As well, or for example, you can even get yourself into initiative that you believe that you can, when you apply in real society, it can actually work, so that it can help those people in Turkana region. Okay, even before in terms of my leadership, however, I'm still a teenager, but as far as my leadership is concerned, I'm personally trusting myself, because I have some impact during my leadership in high school or even in primary, and even up to this level at the society level. So some of the impact, I usually make sure that my fellow youth are in a good way. For example, if I sit myself, I need also to make sure that there is some guys or students who finish their high school and maybe they end up setting back to their villages. So it is my role as a leader to sit down and also find a way, what shall I do, what shall we apply, so that I make sure that those guys who have finished their education especially more so on the high school level. So there is something I've been personally doing, especially because I've been motivating them, maybe in terms of joining the next, and those are the students who are experiencing economical disadvantage, and that's now when we are basing now in Turkana. So I usually give some guidance to them so that we make sure at least that person has seen that he has an hopeful life. Well, as far as when the emerging issue about the leadership maybe of a country, that is Kenya, but I believe that leaders are different, and it is us who can choose leaders. Now that maybe that leader is setting some goals to ensure that maybe want to sit down and find out the long-lasting solutions to ensure that it has impacted the citizen of Kenya. Like for example, maybe when you talk of economically challenges, now that's where now maybe the Mr. President is maybe finding his own time to ensure that you want to work some of the parameters to ensure that is going to curb those issues to deal with economical disadvantage in our country. My message to those upcoming leaders, or even those young leaders who are now at the verge of leading others right now, my message is that I want to remind them that when you are giving, leadership, when you are giving, you are now having a role to ensure that you are serving your people well. You have a role to affect your people in a very positive way. You have a role to take people to the greater height, just like the way they elected you before. Now, my last message is that it is good to be on your shoes to ensure that as far as those subjects have elected you on a specific capacity of leadership, you need to ensure that now you have been elected and you need to deliver accordingly to the subject in a good way, and also you satisfy them according to their expectations. My part showed this that leadership can also be, you can be born with the leadership, and also at the same time leadership comes from people you interact with, because those people, when you find yourself amongst people and also people themselves, they can actually feel that this person can make a good leader and this person cannot make a good leader. So to me, leadership, anybody can have a leadership, and leadership is not about age, or even leadership is not about stamina or even using force. Leadership, anyone can lead, as no matter regardless of age or status, anyone can lead. Like for example, when you talk of me, maybe I have streamed my stamina, that now someone can say that I can't make a good leader, but I can still make a good leader and lead into the drinking point. Thank you so much for hosting me, and I'm still longing again to have another host with you. Thank you.